Assalamu alaikum students, we're back again. Perhaps the last topic about Vijaynagar kingdom, and today it would be a very short topic with a short discussion upon economic aspects of the Vijaynagar kingdom. Why I mostly you are able to find a question, you can solve a question about this Vijayanagar kingdom as its economic aspects are concerned, that you can solve. Be it a preliminary examination, it means you are not, if you are a GS, if you are studying history as per a GS is concerned, then a question from economic section of the Vijayanagar kingdom will not be asked. But uh, in preliminary examination, one can find traces of these economic aspects as far as Vijayanagar kingdom is concerned. And I believe that you could have easily solved this question because by and large, economic aspects did not change that much. Like we have already seen the economic aspects of other dynasties as far as South India is concerned. Same is the case with Vijayanagar kingdom. But I find some terminology based questions are very important. UPSC has developed a habit of asking terminology based questions, and I found some terminologies very important here. Maybe you may find these in luckily, if you are lucky enough, that you may find these questions, these terminology in coming UPSC preliminary examination, or be more than related like you would be there. ठीक? Now, without waste your time, 15 minutes concentration is required, and we shall finish this topic very soon. ठीक? Economy, huh? Usually, how do we write the answer with respect to economic aspects? We try to not write, we try to understand it on three particular aspects. One would be one aspect would be to sources of revenue. Other would be expenditure. And third would be instruments. Means who are the instruments, or what are the various instruments involved in such activities? And usually we have to fragment these economic topics like this. We shall not have a particular this kind of classification at present in our lecture series because the lecture does not demand us to speak on those terms. Rather, we'll have a simple understanding of what were the main aspects, and then we'll come to some terminology as well. But you should always try to learn the economic aspects from sources, expenditure, and various instruments involved, be it administrative instrument, be it in other governance aspects, be it other those enablers like irrigation facilities, like those you find in various dynasties. Even there are some instruments which help in development of this economic model, or which help in growth of such kind of economy in that particular kingdom. So you should know those instruments that will help you to understand a topic in a proper, comprehensive, and holistic manner in your examination. Now, I'll be more focused on sources because dignitaries, instruments, we are already done. We have discussed in detail already so many things. Sources would be
What do the instruments refer to?
means functionaries, enablers. Suppose enabler in agriculture, what is it? What would be the enabler in education? Irrigation facilities. Then we have an administrative mechanism who collects it, who was the main functionary involved. Then third aspect would be third aspect of the same would be what about if we consider the urban economy? Urban economy, the main aspect of urban economy is trade. ठीक? And how was that trade carried out? Who were the functionaries involved? Was it only a domestic trade, or it was also a overseas trade as well? So these things you can find yourself. Huh? You need to have, you need to juxtapose these things to build upon your understanding. First would be agriculture, because we have a land revenue was the one of the important sources of income, and for that we will have a short discussion upon source is land revenue. Source is what?
Land.
Land revenue. But we will have a short discussion upon agriculture as well. Why agriculture as well? Because we will try to assess their subsistence. Huh? क्या क्या? You know, rice was a staple crop. Does this mean only rice was present? No. Other crops were barley, horse gram, huh? ठीक है? Sesame, ragi, etc.
What is
It is cereal. You can check it out.
I've never heard it.
You should you please find type it in Google, you will find it. ठीक है? I cannot make you understand what is it because I don't know उस दाल को कश्मीरी में उर्दू में क्या बोलते हैं, सीरियल को क्या बोलते हैं. ठीक है? Rice was main staple crop. In fact, two kinds of rices were grown, white as well as black.
Black.
Yes, black rice as well. ठीक? And also, since Portuguese had made their advent in 1498, हाँ, तो उनका impact भी agriculture sector में आया था. Onion, tobacco, groundnut, they were some of the Portuguese उसकी उनके एडवेंट के बाद ये सारी, क्योंकि उनने बहुत सारी चीज़ें अपने साथ लाई और उनकी वजह से हमारे एग्रीकल्चरल जो मेन एरियाज थे उनमें इम्पैक्ट होना स्टार्ट किया इन टर्म्स ऑफ crops, in terms of other cereals that could be grown or other items that could be added to an agricultural list. One among them was tobacco, other was this groundnut, third was onion. ठीक? हाँ? उनका इन्फ्लुएंस था. देखिए अब लैंड रेवेन्यू, यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन बनेगा. यहाँ पे क्या क्वेश्चन बन सकता है? जो लैंड रेवेन्यू था ना, इट वाज वेरीड for different crops, different regions. Means uniformity इसमें कई जगह नहीं थी. Even कि locality में, जो same locality में depending upon the conditions of fertility, हाँ, तब भी ये vary करता था. Why? Because ये किस पे डिपेंड करता था? फर्टिलिटी ऑफ लैंड पे. ठीक है? एंड अदर सोर्स लाइक दिस इरिगेशन सोर्स पे. ठीक है? और आमतौर पर अगर हम लैंड रेवेन्यू की बात करेंगे तो वो था 1/4 किस पे? 1/4 किस पे था? सिसेम, रागी, एजी, हॉर्स ग्राम, और 1/3 था राइस, स्पेशल फॉर्म ऑफ राइस जिसको नाम था कुरावी. क्या था? कुरुवाई. कुरुवाई. और आपके लिए यहाँ टर्मिनोलॉजी पहला ही स्ट्राइक हो गई. ये कुरुवाई, अगर आपको द टर्म कुरुवाई in ancient or medieval India meant what did it mean? It meant rice. ठीक है? और यही था 1/6 of millets and other crops ऑफ ड्राईलैंड एरियाज, ठीक है। यहाँ से हमें व्हाट डज दिस पॉइंट आउट टू, दिस पॉइंट्स आउट टू various facts. No uniformity, different for different crops, even within the same locality. It depending upon whether the area was rain-fed or depending upon the fertility, this change means we do not find any uniform structure of land revenue. Rather, it was varied. This is a question. This can be asked. A general statement question from this can be asked. You have to understand these aspects. This is very important for you. ठीक? Shall we move to other part? Then other question that can be asked here from land revenue. It was payable both in cash as well as in यहाँ पे भी आपको इंफॉर्मेशन आपको ऐड करनी पड़ेगी। जो लैंड रेवेन्यू था, इट वाज नॉट ओनली पेड इन काइंड और इट वाज नॉट ओनली पेड इन कैश, रादर वी हैड अ चॉइस to pay. It can be paid both in kind as well as in cash. Now, how do you, a question I would like to ask you, what do you think, what was the status of agriculture? Was it good, was it in impoverished state, or it was in a proper, in a good shape and state?
If state thrived means agriculture thrived.
Yes, still, since now you have come to this conclusion, the prospects and dynamics of states are very much dependent upon the economics of that state. And if agriculture was in a good shape, that means we had a complete rural urban setup was equilibrium, was in good shape. We had a proper rural urban equilibrium, and we had a proper state income. We had a proper income to state. So means we can, and besides we have here so many things about different types of irrigation methods, be it well, be it tube wells, be it tanks, be it anicuts, be it canals. We find so, especially during the Krishna Deva Raya, he made a significant contribution to improve the techniques of irrigation. So if they were very serious about this agriculture, means we can assume that the agriculture could have been possibly in a good shape. ठीक? Now, other thing would be land tenure. A question, terminology based question can be asked from here. This is more of a preliminary thing we are trying to grasp. Land tenure based on income distribution of village. तीन का जिक्र हम याद करेंगे, ठीक है। स्मॉलेस्ट बन देवादना बंद्रावादा 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 वो लैंड था जो क्राउन विलेज, क्राउन के अंडर था। क्या था? क्राउन विलेज। ठीक, स्मॉलेस्ट था और इसका जो इनकम आता था वो ज्यादातर विजयनगर फूड्स में यूज करते थे, फूड्स बनाने में। हाँ, अदर वाज मनिया, I have already discussed about this mania. These were tax-free lands. Weren't they? means they were tuned to brahmanas, temples, mathas, isn't that? You know that Devadana means Devadana would have been the part of Mania. Other is Amara. Amara we have discussed in length and words. This was the largest of all, and this was the smallest of all. Huh? ठीक? Huh? Largest Amara lands, these were given to Amara Nayakas. I won't be discussing here because we have discussed it in length and breadth. Didn't we discuss about Nayakas? Huh? Or Amara system, huh? Amara lands. We have discussed it already, isn't it?
Why did we write land tenure?
लैंड टेन्योर मीन्स कि कौन सा लैंड किसके लिए इस्तेमाल हुआ करता था.
Based on income distribution.
हाँ, मीन्स इनकी इनकम किसको काम आती थी. ठीक है. नाउ नितिन की एक स्टेटमेंट पे हमें यहाँ गौर करना पड़ेगा. नितिन कहता है लैंड इज ओवर स्टॉक्ड विद पीपल, मीन्स पॉपुलेशन अच्छी खासी थी. ठीक. But those in country are very miserable, while nobles are affluent and delight in luxury. मीन्स यहाँ एक डिवाइड हमें क्रिएट देता है. वो इसकी स्टेटमेंट हमें एक डिवीजन की तरह दे, जो हमने पहले ही बोल रहा था कि द सोसाइटी ऑफ विजयनगर किंगडम वाज नॉन इग्लिटेरियन इन नेचर. वो यहाँ से नितिन हमें प्रूव करके देता है अपनी स्टेटमेंट से. जो नोबल्स से जो ज़्यादातर अर्बन कोर में रहते थे, हाँ, दे वर लग्जूरियस, दे वर डिलाइटफुल, हाँ, बट रादर पीपल कंट्री साइड they had their own agonies to their own agonies, their own miserable stories to put forward to. ठीक. Now, are we done with this?
Sir,
Then we have again told, yesterday I said it, that the other part would be the economic role of temples. Discussed it, the temples were the part of, they were the landholders, they used to participate in trade, they used to participate in
banking.
trade, they used to collect revenue from Devadanas, used to provide commodities to those who offered religious ceremonies. They also were educational. They given employment. We have a means economy, means temple. You have to, that can be asked a question in your cultural part. Discuss the economic importance of the temple. They will not ask you particular about the Vijaynagar kingdom. Rather, they will can ask you, the temples of South India had different role than the temples in North India. Then you will have to add this, because we do not find temples in North India having a particular role other than being ritualistic. But we have so many sources from Cholukyas to Cholas to other parts where temples had a different role to play. Please build upon those concepts. What were the main differences? Because a comparative question, a critically analytical question is often asked in these kind of examination. तो प्लीज फाइंड योर सेल्फ कि कौन सा इकोनॉमिक रोल था, क्या एस्पेक्ट था डिफरेंट नॉर्थ इंडिया टेम्पल के साथ साउथ इंडियन टेम्पल्स का. या सिंपल क्वेश्चन कैन बी आस्क्ड कि आप बताइए साउथ इंडिया में टेम्पल्स के रोल्स रिचुअलिस्टिक से कुछ ज़्यादा ही थे. ठीक. तो उस पे इलैबोरेट कीजिए, उन पे इलस्ट्रेट कीजिए. ठीक. नाउ विल गो टू अदर पार्ट्स, other sources of income. Other sources की जब हम बात करेंगे तो हमें वहां क्या देता है? Property tax, ठीक. Professional tax, professional tax, इवन टैक्स ऑन मैरिज, अगर आप पे मैरिज का टैक्स लगा आप करोगे ही नहीं।
लेकिन रीमैरिज पे टैक्स नहीं था।
हम्म?
रीमैरिज अगर दोबारा से कोई शादी, विडो रीमैरिज,
क्या? हाँ
उस पे वो टैक्स की।
हाँ वही ना, मतलब वो ताकि वो रोके
हाँ करे।
वो।
Remarriage was made easy. If someone wanted to remarry, then tax was not levied.
It used to be, it was used to be on first marriage, tax on marriage. Remarriage में क्यों होता टैक्स?
If the husband dies or the wife dies and they need to remarry,
तो
then tax was not levied.
हाँ, it was levied on first marriage. That's why I have told here it's a tax on marriage, not on remarriage. ठीक? Now, extra, हाँ? Property tax लिखा मैंने. Now, what about trade?
Flourished.
Trade was booming, you know that already. ट्रेड दोनों किस्म का था, डोमेस्टिक ट्रेड भी और ओवरसीज ट्रेड भी। ठीक, ओवरसीज ट्रेड वाज पर्टिकुलर विद जो अरब्स वहां थे, वो उस ट्रेड वो एक काफी सिग्निफिकेंट ट्रेडिंग कम्युनिटी वहां प्रेजेंट थी। देन इट वाज टेकन ओवर बाय पुर्तगीज। विजयनगर किंगडम में अगर हम ट्रेड की बात करेंगे, जो मेन ट्रेड ओवरसीज ट्रेड के उनमें से सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट था हॉर्स ट्रेड। क्या था? हॉर्स ट्रेड। हॉर्सेस को लाया जाता था कहां से? सीरिया से, अरब से, तुर्की से। हाँ ठीक है। और यू नो व्हाट was the role of horse, because they wanted to be militarily superior, and horse played a significant role in being a militarily superior. Huh? Then we have imports. If we can say of imports, other imports would be ivory, ivory, velvet, huh? Pearls, precious stones. With these kind of importance, precious stones, ivory, pearls. Nothing significant question here. I don't think they will ask a question. A general statement can be asked. Velvet is a kind of cloth. Cloth. You please go to your mom today, ask her what's velvet. She will significantly, her answer will be significant in that matter. Then, among the exports, we had white rice. White rice was one of those items which was exported. Similarly, other items of sugar cane was also exported. Now, I will have a discussion upon diamonds. डायमंड का क्वेश्चन काफी बार पूछा जाता है, या विजयनगर किंगडम के बारे में या आपको मुगल्स में इसके बारे में। वहां बर्नियर का जिक्र होगा या नुनिस का जिक्र होगा। ठीक है। हाँ, वहाँ बर्नियर, फ्रांसिस बर्नियर का जिक्र होगा या ट्रावेनियर का। ठीक है। या आपको यूपीएससी ने एक क्वेश्चन भी पूछा है कि डायमंड मर्चेंट कौन था इनमें से, जो अकबर के कोर्ट में आया, इनमें से कौन था डायमंड मर्चेंट? तो शायद या ट्रावेनियर है, बर्नियर है। क्या है? बर्नियर, फ्रांसिस बर्नियर था ना। ठीक है। वो क्या था डायमंड, वो किसके कोर्ट में आया? जी यूपीएससी ने पूछा। मगर जो विजयनगर किंगडम में था, वहां डायमंड्स का जिक्र कौन करता है? नुनिस। तो अगर यहाँ आपको विजयनगर किंगडम में दिखा ऐसा क्वेश्चन, तो आपके कौन सा ऑप्शन टिक मारेंगे? नुनिस का। और नुनिस ने ही कहा है कि यू नो द डायमंड इन विजयनगर किंगडम वर रिचेस्ट देयर, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दोज कि एक सिग्निफिकेंट इंडस्ट्री हमारे सामने आई, दैट वाज प्रेशियस स्टोन्स वाली में। हाँ, डायमंड कटिंग इंडस्ट्री। हाँ, तो इसका जिक्र हमने किस में लिखा है? नुनिस की बातों से हमें लिखा है। और ऐसे ही हमें डोमेस्टिक ट्रेड का भी जिक्र हुआ है। ठीक, यू नो वन थिंग इज नोन अबाउट द विजयनगर किंगडम, दैट इज कि यहाँ टाउन और अर्बन, टाउन सिग्निफिकेंट ग्रोथ इन टाउन्स एंड अर्बनाइजेशन टुक प्लेस ड्यूरिंग द पीरियड ऑफ विजयनगर किंगडम। ठीक, और इन अर्बन एरियाज में अर्बन, तो एंड इट इज बीइंग सेड that as if it was a transition from it was a period of transition from old to new economy because urbanization ज़्यादा हो रही थी. आया समझ? और यहाँ जो टाउन्स में ट्रेड, जहाँ टाउन्स में ज़्यादा था ट्रेड किया जाता था, और टाउन्स में ट्रेड टाउन कमेटी रेगुलेट करती थी. कौन सी?
टाउन कमेटी.
और उस टर्म, उसका एक टर्मिनोलॉजी वाला क्वेश्चन है, तो मैंने वो भी आपको कवर करा. उसको बोलते थे पताना स्वामी. क्या बोलते थे? पताना स्वामी मीन्स दे वर टाउन कमिटीज. टाउन कमिटीज में विजयनगर किंगडम में क्या कहते थे? पताना स्वामी.
ये रेगुलेटेड ट्रेड इन टाउन.
हाँ, ठीक है. This is all about the economic aspects, a general understanding of the economic. Nothing we did not discuss it in length and breadth, but this was a brief. This was an idea about the economic aspects, and what I touched very significantly was terminologies, because you know that UPSC habit of asking terminology-based questions, and you can find these terminologies covered in this lecture. This would be all from me for today. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz. I hope that you are loving the lectures.